Before we begin, let me ask you one question. What if the scariest stories on this channel weren't just stories? Some of the mysteries you'll hear are based on real events that still have no explanation to this day. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and don't watch this alone. If you enjoy real mysteries, creepy true stories, and unexplained cases, make sure to subscribe to Mr. A Stories and turn on the notification bell, because every week, a new mystery is waiting for you. Now, let's begin. In the winter of 1978, a maintenance worker named Daniel accepted a temporary job at an isolated lighthouse on a small island off the coast of Scotland. The lighthouse had been automated years earlier, but someone still needed to inspect it once every month. The locals warned Daniel about one strange rule: if you hear someone knocking after midnight, don't open the door. He laughed. There was no way anyone could reach the island at that hour. The sea was too rough, and no boats traveled at night. For the first 2 nights, everything was normal. Daniel checked the machinery, wrote reports, and listened to the waves crashing against the rocks. Then, at exactly 12:17 a.m. on the 3rd night, knock, knock, knock. 3 slow knocks echoed through the lighthouse. Daniel froze. He looked through the window. Nothing. Only darkness and the endless ocean. He convinced himself it was the wind. The next night, the knocking returned. This time it was louder. Knock, knock, knock. Daniel grabbed a flashlight and opened the upper window. Who's there? No answer. But down below, near the rocks, he noticed something impossible. Wet footprints. They began at the front door, and disappeared into the sea. The following morning, Daniel reported everything to the harbor office. The supervisor didn't look surprised. Instead, he quietly handed Daniel an old newspaper from 1943. The headline read, "3 lighthouse keepers vanish without a trace." According to the article, during a violent storm, all 3 keepers disappeared in a single night. The lighthouse door had been locked from the inside, yet no bodies were ever found. One witness living on the mainland claimed he had seen a lantern moving outside the lighthouse long after the men had vanished. Everyone assumed he had imagined it. That evening, Daniel decided he would ignore the knocks no matter what happened. At exactly 12:17, knock, 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 the sound echoed through the empty tower. Then came a whisper, "Let us in." Daniel held his breath. The whisper came again, closer this time. "We're still cold." The lights suddenly went out. For nearly 30 seconds, the lighthouse stood in complete darkness. When the emergency power returned, Daniel noticed something on the floor. 3 puddles of seawater, and beside them, 3 old rusted keys. No one had entered. The doors were still locked. Daniel finished his shift the next morning and never returned to the island. Years later, when historians reopened the case of the missing lighthouse keepers, they discovered something hidden behind a loose stone inside the tower. It was a small notebook belonging to one of the missing men. The final sentence simply read, "If you hear knocking after midnight, pretend you never did." To this day, no one has explained who, or what, was knocking on the lighthouse door.